right, hello guys. I'm going to be here for just a few minutes and I want to clear up some misconceptions. There are, and you know what I noticed is that there are a lot of people that are speaking incorrectly. Um, they are giving misinformation about witchcraft and spirituality. Like, for example, there was somebody that was saying that um, witches that have a couple of glasses of wine that our spells don't work, things like that. Okay, things like that that lead to obvious, very obvious, somebody just saying something just to troll the internet. But since this senseless and stupid trolling is the last thing that I need right now, and trust me, I my time is very valuable and very limited today. But I had to get this off of my chest, okay? So there are what I've noticed is that, like, for example, with what I am dealing with, which is my personal business right now at this moment, because I'm getting some stuff together for my house. What I notice is that the trolls and the stalkers, they keep up with stuff and they always have like their, because they want to dominate your life. They want to so badly. And I think it's a need because they don't really have control over their own lives. But I was perturbed because there were people on here who cannot stay out of people's spiritual business. They can't leave it alone. These trolls on here are literally looking into finances and documents and stuff. And please believe that eventually there's going to be some people that go to jail because honestly, you are not supposed to be using those systems for what they have been using them for. So eventually, whenever a good thing like that for them, I guess it would be a good thing for them. Good things always have to come to an end like that, especially when it comes to people doing criminal things with it. Okay. But the whole consensus is that, oh, I got under that person's skin, or I got in their head, or I live in their head, and oh, I'm so powerful because this person was tripping off of what I said, or oh, this person is tripping off of me and I got them tripping. Okay. So obviously, a person that is not a sensitive, is not telepathic, and is not psychic would play this game with someone that is. And, I personally feel as though people like this that come into the spiritual community and become problematic in this way to where they won't leave people alone, they gonna be dealt with eventually. Okay. What I wanted to point out to y'all is that, you know, I'm gonna give you guys an example. I am extremely sensitive right now. Extremely. I've been doing a lot of readings lately. I've been doing a lot of spiritual work. This is how another thing where you know that these people are frauds, because if they were real witches, they would not do the things that they're doing. Okay. They wouldn't even have time to care about what Jamila is talking about or what ritual I'm doing on my channel. Okay. They wouldn't be. If they were real authentic, who they say they are, and it doesn't matter if they don't like me. It's just the point that, especially right now at the beginning of the month, they would not care. It would not matter. They would have their own business to tend to. Okay. If they were truly on this website doing what they claim that they are doing. But what I wanted to point out to y'all is that I'm going to give you guys an example. Yesterday, right before I went live, I did a promo show. Okay. Right before I did that working, the one where it's releasing the Samhain group from bondage, from, any and all domination and all of that. I could hear or I could sense tongues wagging. Okay. I could sense it when I am a sensitive. I am very telepathic. I not only can I hear people sometimes talking about me, but I can even sense when people are thinking about me sometimes. Okay, I am that sensitive. Okay. So yesterday when that happened, I freaking lost it. And the reason why is because these people do not take your spiritual care seriously. They don't care. They are very ruthless. They are purposely attacking and harassing people that are very spiritually gifted, such as myself. So, for example, a stalker, a troll talking about me, okay, harassing me, trying to debunk, trying to backbite, okay, that's something that I'm going to pick up on. Does that mean that that person has any power? No. Does that mean that that person has any power over me? No. What that means is that I was doing a very important ritual that involved more than one person, and this person that has absolutely no clue whatsoever about what I do and the people that I assist at my company, has no experience whatsoever, has no care, does not actually do this for a living, does not even have the spiritual gift, doesn't at all. Okay. When you think about a stalker or a troll versus a psychic, telepath, or empath, and I've got both of them. Okay. Basically, what the telepath is doing is picking up on extreme conversation, very passionate conversation that is happening behind the scenes about it. It has nothing to do with whether or not that person actually has a gift. So, for example, if a bunch of people just started talking about me, I'm going to sense it. There's nothing that can be done that I won't see. I will always see it. I can sense it, okay? And if somebody has treachery in mind, now I don't believe that these people even have the gift of witchcraft or magic, because let me tell you something. Um what they do is they try to work against and counteract certain things. And I think that that particular ritual yesterday was very triggering because these people would like to think that they're very dominant and they're just very powerful and strong, and they're not. If they were dominant, powerful, or strong, they would not be stalking somebody and being somebody else's puppet. Let's digress back to what I was talking about. So if you're a psychic and you have telepathy, you're going to pick up on anybody that is talking about you, especially if you are extremely sensitive, have been doing spiritual work. Everybody knows that. You don't have to be psychic to be a witch, and you don't have to be telepathic to be a witch. In fact, sometimes I kind of wish that I wasn't. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's annoying, but I think that it's good for some things because I think that my spirits tell me things for certain reasons because they want me to do certain things and they let me know they handling that situation. Okay. The way that I am, the way my spirits are, is that if we feel that you are pitting any kind of energy against us, we will ward off your energy. Do we actually feel that these people have the power to curse somebody? No, we don't. In fact, the person that has the power to do curses on me, on people, would be me, not them. So this is how they have skated below the radar and have tried to convince people that they have any type of spiritual gifts, power, or pull is by messing with people that they know or either empathic. I'm sorry. At the top of that list is telepathic. Because if you're a telepath, it's not that you can hear conversations. It's just that you can sense the conversation being about you, and you can also sense what is the temperature of the conversation. So if somebody is having a very explosive conversation about me, I'm going to sense it. I'm going to sense what's going on. I'm going to know exactly what it's about even without hearing the words. I don't have to make out words. That's not how spiritual gifts actually work. Hearing somebody speak words, it's more of like a six. It's like a sixth sense that you can tell what they're saying by the feeling that you get, especially if you are empathic. So, for example, people that do things like that, stalkers, psychos on this website that harass, stalk, telepathic empaths like myself, they will go to a person and say, "See, I told you I was powerful." Yeah. Well, any kid can get on a person's nerve. That doesn't make you powerful. That means that you're annoying. I'm actually annoyed by the conversation that was not had on YouTube, but was had behind the scenes. The conversation was, "Oh, she's trying to mess up our dominion," when they have no dominion whatsoever. They can't listen. It's one of those things to where they want to use the Jedi mind trick on some people. I have been used actually as a tool for fake frauds and scam artists to convince other people that they somehow have some kind of power. Oh, I did a curse on her, and now she's up all night and she's upset. And no, I was already dealing with some things, business as well as personal. So last night, after I got off of that live, I actually went to sleep and slept for like 3 or 4 hours and woke up at like 1 o'clock in the morning, or it was like some time o'clock that I had woke up. I was going to do that anyway. Okay. Because it felt good. That ritual made everybody feel good that was in the circle, that's in the circle. It did. It even made me feel good. It was amazing, the feeling that we got. So basically what these people do is they latch on to you and they try to take credit for things that you've been experiencing your entire life, and that's how they scam people. Oh, I can put a curse on so and so because Jamila. Oh, I can do this to so and so because of what? Because of Jamila. You see, Jamila, which is totally untrue. You have no power. The person with all the power and the gifts would be me and others that these people are attacking and harassing all the time. So, for example, I'm going to try to break this down for y'all to understand it. If it's an annoying person and they constantly, let's say your name is Annie and you're a telepath and you're a psychic and you're an empath, and you have a stalker that's been stalking you for a decade, just will not leave you the hell alone. Okay. Listen. And Annie is like, I'm sorry, the stalker is like Annie, 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 Annie. Oh, did you see Annie? Annie, Annie, Annie. And there's like 10 people having a freaking conversation about Annie. Annie's gonna pick up on that. Regardless of that to if they have spiritual gifts or not. The other person does not have to have spiritual gifts at all. At all. Okay, especially when they have been binded and they are not allowed to use those spiritual gifts. In fact, a lot of the times when they pry too much, spirit will dead their gifts. They won't be able to use them. Gifts that they had previously because they're misusing them will be no more. Okay. I want y'all to understand this so that y'all can quit getting scammed and bamboozled by these frauds out here. And I'm tired of being used. Yes, I am a powerful telepath. Now, being that, and I'm gonna be honest with you, the work that I plan on doing is gonna put these people into oblivion because I'm tired of it. I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. There are times when I am able a lot of the times when I'm able to ground myself, I'm able to center myself. Right now, I can't because I'm ripping and running and I'm doing things. So I don't have time to do that at this moment. Okay. But if you have telepathic skills, you can hear stuff. It's not like a schizophrenic that hears voices, is very, very different. It's very different. You can hear things. It's not like sometimes it does present itself as tinnitus. It's like a low hum. Okay. Or sometimes you'll just sense it. You'll sense it. Okay. People that are constantly talking about you, people that are obsessed with you, people that follow you around the internet and make posts based upon what you post. They're not just talking about the person online. They're talking about them to everybody to and anybody that will listen because they're mentally ill. This is the reason why telepaths and empaths are so sensitive to people that are mentally ill. Being a telepath is not a mental illness. Being an empath is not a mental illness. That is an actual spiritual gift from God. Okay. People that are harassing and they can't deny it, they can't deny it. If I were to cam up right now, dolled all up, they would put up a photograph of themselves, trying to look cute. It's always happening. It's a constant shadowing. Okay. So you have people that are so psychotic that they're actually trying to act like a person's shadow. That is weird. I want y'all to understand this so that y'all can stop thinking that these people have power. They only have the power that you give to them. If you're an empath and that person is upset about something and that person is flipping out, yeah, it's going to make you feel uncomfortable. It doesn't mean that they have power because they don't. Nobody with powerful spiritual gifts is stalking anybody for a decade. Nobody. Nobody never. And we all know that this is something that has not ever happened in history. You don't hear about this all the time. This is actually very rare. Do I have time to zap this person? No. And when I say zap this person, I'm talking about, so no, I don't want you guys to think that I've been getting psychically attacked. Hell no. No, can't nobody psychically attack me. No, they can't. If I psychically attack somebody, though, that's a whole other ball game. I can make them think that their skin is on fire. I can make them think and feel like bugs is crawling under their skin. I don't do that for a living, though. Okay. I could literally torment your enemies. I don't do stuff like that, though. I handle the business and that's it. What is the goal? What are we doing here? Okay, let's do this. I'm not gonna, and so I could be a real evil. Oh God, I could be so evil as a telepath. I could literally drive them into a mental institution because I can send telepathic messages. Nobody can send me telepathic messages unless they're another telepath. Okay. They've been skating on thin ice for years with this, and I don't care. You know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because they have tried to tear down my successful business, monitoring, tracking things, harassing, and stalking people. I can imagine that if the police was to look at their computers or their phones, they go into jail. You are not supposed to use those systems to stalk people. If you're accessing people's personal information over and over and over and over again, that's a felony. The tapping of the phones, okay? They've been known to tap people's phones and they have also been known to hack into people's accounts. All that is felony time. All that is jail time. Period. Okay? So listen, stop being fooled. Now they have done something like spiritual identity theft. They've tried to soul swap. They do that kind of crap all the time. They don't have the ability to do that. We've shut it all down. Now what are they going to do? That's it. This is it. They don't have spiritual gifts. Period. It's the telepaths and the empaths that have the spiritual gifts. So what they'll do is they'll be in a bad way. They'll be in a bad mood and they'll just start thinking about somebody and thinking about somebody and saying their name and chanting their name and chanting their name, chanting, chanting, chanting until they feel that the person can hear them. They've done that to a lot of vloggers too. That they know are sensitives. Okay. So this is the difference between a stalker and a sensitive. A stalker all day long. I don't even like to speak these people's names, not even in public and not even really behind the scenes, unless it's relevant to a very rare conversation. Otherwise, I have a life, I'm busy. They're speaking about people all day long because they're trying to figure out how they can scam, steal, and blockbust on people's businesses and pretend that they have the gift, but they don't. Now, I ain't saying that certain folks, they could be mediums or whatever, but honestly, I doubt the validity to all of it. I doubt the validity to every last bit of it. So if you're an extremely sensitive person and very telepathic, if people are talking about you, you're going to sense it. You're going to sense that. One EQ, delete that comment. We don't talk like that, okay? One EQ is just angry right now. We don't mess with children, okay? We don't. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of people that may be sensitive to this statement, sis. So let's kind of pull that back a little bit. Okay. But it is annoying though. It's very annoying that they are constantly harassing sensitive people. Like one EQ is very sensitive. I'm working with her on her gifts. She's extremely spiritually gifted. Okay. And when you're extremely spiritually gifted, you sense those plots against you. Now, should you become paranoid and act crazy? No, you shouldn't. Okay. Now, I will tell you that anything that I do is deemed as crazy, anything and everything. And that's just because I'm a Black woman and these people make it a big deal. But when you've been getting stalked for 10 years, at some point you're going to get damn tired of it. You're going to get tired of it. Okay. Now, stop believing that these people have any spiritual gifts or power. I'm already extremely sensitive right now because I've been doing a lot of spell work and I've been doing a lot of readings. That's how you can tell that they don't really work in the business, because anybody that's been doing a lot of spell work, anybody that has dealt with running a spiritual business actually would not behave the way that they behave, which is constant pursuit. They are in constant pursuit of me constantly. And I don't even want that. They have identity problems. They're obviously a guilty conscience because maybe something that I said, for some reason, you can't bring up certain things. Apparently, that must be what they're doing. They're purchasing BDSM dolls and playing with them, apparently, or either trying to do domination spells on people. They want to be everybody in your life. If you say anything, oh, they're talking about me, as if they're the only ones in the world that have spiritual gifts. People have moved past them a long time ago. That's just like 2 or 3 days ago. 2 or 3 days ago, I made a live where I was talking about mental illness versus authentic witchcraft. The same person made a wall post about it on their community wall. I was not talking about that person at all. At all. And that they were talking about me. And so you got to think, like, you're gonna speak and I could tell, because I'm not sub to that person, but I can always tell. And it does need to be said. Yeah, these people out here that are not actually spiritually gifted but very mentally ill. Exactly. Okay, and it not only makes you think who are you, but what are you? And I'm gonna tell you, it's not a what, it's a more so what's wrong with these people. I think that this is more of an extreme case of obsession. You can't sit and blab all day, talk all day about a telepath and say, oh, this person's obsessed with me. No, we can hear you. And that's all you do. I'm surprised anybody would even want to be around that person. I couldn't even have a conversation with a person that's constantly talking about an irrelevant person all the time, constantly scoping them out, constantly watching them, constantly hanging on to every word that they say. So, oh, it seemed like they talking about me. That's a mental illness. And as somebody that has had these gifts my entire life, was born this way, dealing with someone in that capacity, I can promise you that that is not the way that it is, because by the time you 35, by the time you 30, you're going to regulate those spiritual gifts because you're going to have what? Spirit guides. Now, unless your spirit guides hate you, it's not going to drive you insane. That's how you can tell the difference. Okay, stop believing that these people actually have spiritual gifts, because they don't. Not telepathy and not empathism, definitely. And I don't even believe that they're mediums either, because there's been times when certain things have been happening, and they'll be all off in la la land, and that's just not where we're at. They're totally out of loop. They are out of the loop. Many of us mediums, because I'm also a medium, many of us mediums, we pretty much get the same messages a lot of the times. Why are they so out of the loop? Why is it that when something pivotal is happening spiritually, universally, they don't know anything about it apparently? Why do they flip out during the full moon? I did that live during the full moon, remember, a few days ago? That live that I did about mental illness versus that. A person that has been practicing the craft for at least 3 or 4 years, they're going to be able to handle that full moon. Why do they seem to be under mind control more so than actually in control to the point where they can ride the wave with the rest of us? Why can't they do that? So this is a reason why us witches, okay? There's a reason why us witches do banishings, okay? Now, there was a few years ago, and I don't know how this happened, but somehow somebody confused a banishment with a come to me. Let me explain to you why us witches, and why we sage, why we use lemons, why we use salt. Even if you don't consider yourself to be a witch, but you're more so a spiritualist and you have spiritual gifts, okay? Because everybody that's psychic doesn't consider themselves to be a witch. Why do y'all think that we do lemon? We'll either drink lemonade, or either we'll cut a lemon open, or either an onion. That is to get that energy away from us, because we are very sensitive to energy. Somebody yelling and screaming and getting upset and always yelling and screaming, that doesn't mean that they're sensitive. That's somebody that's psychotic. And yes, as an empath, when I'm constantly being harassed by somebody, yeah, I can sometimes when I come on here and I'm dealing with it, okay, would never transfer that to my family, never. Okay. But when I'm on here, sometimes I will get kind of like, hey, when I'm dealing with these crazy people. Right. They gang up on people too. That's another thing is that it's not just one person, at least that I'm dealing with. It's not just one person, it's a gang of them. It's a whole bunch of them. Stop thinking that it's their power. No, I lit a candle on this person, see, and I held a knife up to a photograph of them. And I made that person go live and trip with me. No, you didn't. That person is just called a sensitive. You are stalking that person. Okay. And this is why a lot of people like myself with spiritual gifts feel stalked by these people because why am I a part of your everyday conversation? Why would I be a part of your conversation at all? Why would you be listening to me for what? You don't have any spells that are going to work over here. You can be an annoyance. You can be like a fly or a flea that won't go the hell away, but you're not doing anything. You're just being annoying. When literally I could be at your head right now, literally at your head and at your throat. Literally, I can be there within 1 to 2 seconds, literally. And I ain't even got to have my eyes closed. I can have my eyes wide open and be right at your throat right now in the astral. And trust me, you would feel it in the physical. Trust me. Now, I know that they got all these frequencies and stuff on here. I don't need a frequency to astral travel. I don't need a frequency to astral project. I don't need that. I can do it sitting right here, right now. Do I do that often? No. Only in cases where I need to. I actually live a very balanced life. And then that's another thing, it's something's gonna have to give. And I think it's a sis, I think it's gonna have to be some kind of, witch bottle to just block them out completely. I don't know if, if spirit is ready to do that, if they feel that it would be advisable, but my spirits are ready to throw them in jail because it's ridiculous. And yes, there have been people that have went to jail, okay, for harassing witches and psychics. Yes, there has been. They will go to jail. Now, another thing as far as like being a sensitive, eh, you know, there are certain people that I personally want no connection with, and I don't want them talking about me. Why? Because they're on drugs. That's why. So if they're on that drug and they're tweaking and they're obsessive, and see, this is one of the reasons why they need to leave spiritual people alone. Okay. I've noticed that people that are on drugs, okay, it's a real funny feeling because you may pick up on and see. I don't channel people. I don't just go and do stuff. I don't just go and say, oh, I got to channel somebody. Oh, I got to get in somebody's energy. I don't ever do that, ever, ever. Because I have other things to do with my life and my gifts. Okay. So y'all need to quit believing that stuff. They're liars. That's just like, oh, if you have a drink, your spells won't work. Now, I know that that person was saying that just to irritate me. But if that person was really accredited, why would they be posting false information to any of their social media if they were actually an accredited psychic or an accredited witch? If they were actually worth their salt, why would you give misinformation at any point, at any time? For what? Oh, because it's hoodoo and you messing with somebody? No. Now, I've had these people call CPS. I don't doubt that there probably will be a false CPS call that will go in. CPS has been alerted to this. They already know. It happens at every address that I live at. And if you guys feel like, well, Jamila, we tired of this, let us donate so that you can go ahead and move, then feel free to do that. you know Okay, because moving can be expensive, and I'm not talking about moving out of town. Okay, this is where I live, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm already dealing with my family, not my children, but family members trying to force me to move back to Kansas City. I know that that's still going on, and that's absolutely ridiculous. I'm already dealing with that. Okay, which I think that it's due to the spiritual gifts in my family too, because everybody has the gift. Like a lot of people in my family, I know it every single time it's a problem or it's something going on. Trust me, I know about it when it comes to my family members, like uncles and aunts and stuff like that. I can pick up on stuff like that too. Is it going to kill me? Nope. Is it going to give me a heart attack? Nope. Is it going to give me a stroke? Nope. Is it going to give me some kind of stress? No. It's annoying. Okay. Because I've had people say that, oh my God, you were upset about something that so and so said. Does she have power over you? What's the matter? You tripping off? Like, no, actually not. I'm just sensitive, and I know that the conversation was about me. Because these people would love to believe that they have some kind of, I don't know if it's got to be because of some kind of childhood trauma or something, to where they want to feel as though they can puppeteer people, but in reality it's not that. You know what I'm saying? So even if they were acting as an agent for someone, which I think that it's not, because obviously, and it's been too many lies and it's been too much bullshit out here on social media. So in other words, just because a telepath can hear you or sense you does not mean that you're a telepath. Just because an empath can feel you or sense you does not mean that you are an empath. That's not what that means. Everybody is not an empath. That's a lie. Okay. So I wanted to let y'all know that If you can't really understand that, first of all, I think that a majority of the people on this channel are factually from this group. If I talk about certain things or do certain things that they don't like because of their delusions and their illusions that they're in, it's literally not real. All this stuff that they made up, they probably don't even have a sense of time. They don't even have a sense of time as long as it's been. These people gonna take this to their grave, tripping off of one person that does not care about them. I don't care about these people. These people are not important to me. They have no bearing on my balls. Okay, they don't. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. They're frauds. Now, the skill of telepathy and empathism can be very good. It can be very useful, especially with spell work. It can be. Because I know how to definitely send telepathic messages to somebody. I've done it for my workings, I've done it for my client cases. Am I going to be randomly out in social media trying to telepathically connect with some random freaking stranger online? No, absolutely not. Do I use any of my spiritual gifts to persuade clients? No. Do I try to put my clients under mind control? No. Y'all have to understand these things instead of just going off of a lie. And they can't say, "Oh, well, that's not the truth. This is my truth. This is no. It's there's no such thing." Okay, your truth doesn't negate a fact, and I don't understand why the problem with the comprehension with that comes in. Somebody was telling somebody, "Oh, well, don't worry about that person talking about me." Okay, I had somebody else tell a bald faced lie on me to try to block, bust, and steal business from me. Told a bald faced lie on me, bold faced lie. Okay, and somebody was saying, "Well, it's okay, just speak your truth." That's a delusion. If the lie that she told was a lie, it is a fact that it is a lie. You can't say, "Oh, well, this is my truth and I'm going to speak it because I have the right of freedom of speech." No, honey, what you did was you committed slander and libel. These are things that can be prosecuted against you in a court of law. Okay, so I don't even want to hear it. And, stop. Like, honestly, what I've noticed is that it's like a certain section of people that do treat people that have these obvious mental illnesses, whether or not it's sociopathy, psychopathy, as if these are spiritual gifts and they are not. Listen, you can go off and do what you want to do. Don't let it involve Jamila. Jamila has nothing to do with that. What do? They flag my channel, they corner it, they're constantly here. If I don't say what they want to hear or what they approve of, as if I think it's ridiculous. And I think that people need to start giving these people the legit side eye and say, wait a minute, like what is going on here? Yes, it is a fact. If you got upset about the live that I did on the full moon about the mental illness, then you do have a mental illness that goes far beyond anxiety. This is another thing. This is called, I don't know what is the mental illness that stalkers have? Is it dissociative disorder? To where they can stalk somebody and say, I'm not stalking them, they're stalking me. I'm not talking about this person, they're talking about me. Did you see that live that that person did? They had to have been talking about me. I'm mentally ill. Well, if the shoe fits, then wear it. I want to be left alone by these people. Just FYI, I hear and I see everything that they do. It's not even that I'm even trying. If it pertains to Jamila, I'm going to see it even before you do it. When I'm not on here doing readings or doing my spells, I want to be left alone. When you speak my name, I hear you. Sometimes when you think about me, I can hear you. And it ain't my fault that you're thinking about me. Because I'm trying to make you lose your memory of me because you're so annoying and cantankerous. That is how also scam artists piggyback off of people with legit spiritual gifts as well. I think that there are some people that, if they admit that they're an empath, then comes the stalkers. Blah, 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 or especially if you're a telepath. Blah, 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 just constant to anybody that will listen. And I'm probably halfway picking up on the people that are listening to them like, would you shut up talking about this woman? God dang. Just unsub from her channel. Wouldn't that make sense? For them to just unsub from the channel? No, I got to watch you because I'm doing work on you with spells that don't work. Your spells don't work. They don't. If your spell worked, I'd be trying to be friends with you right now. You a fan. You want to be my friend, and I don't want anything to do with you. And you can't say, "Oh, she's mean because she doesn't want to be friends with me." Well, I don't have to be friends with you. So does that mean that you have to swat my house? Oh, she won't say that I'm pretty, so I'm going to send the police to her house. And apparently nobody around them gives a damn about them. If somebody cared about him, they'd have said to him a long time ago, "Hey, listen, you gonna have to like," and that, well, they probably wouldn't listen. Probably put them in a tailspin because they think they know everything. And it's not to say that they can't be in control of themselves. I'm not trying to control these people. Telling you to leave me the hell alone doesn't mean that I'm trying to dominate or control you. That means go away. I don't want anything to do with you. They want to dominate and control other people. They don't even have control over themselves. Because if they could control themselves, would they be out here lying and dropping revenge porn on people? No, they wouldn't. Old revenge porn. Okay. Somebody just left me a comment. Gangsters have been performing very dark magic on me for the simple reason of refusing to join. One of the main curses is a financial burden. Every time me earns a coin, they claim and so they claim I've sold my soul. Well, you can't be sensitive to things like that, whoever that is, okay? Um, whatever. Is that their business? If you sold your soul, is that their business? No, it's not. Tell them to mind their own business. Okay, and what dark magic is a gangster gonna do? No. Well, I guess some of them would. I guess that could be possible for like a thug or whatever to learn spiritual work or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's still stupid. It makes no sense. It's very embarrassing that a lot of this ignorance is surrounding the black spiritual community, that of which I don't want anything to do with that. Because I can promise you, I will never carry a gun ever. Because I don't need one. My spirits will flip your ass around. My spirits protect me from physical altercations. Now, that was on YouTube. Somebody left me a message on YouTube. Try to plot and plan to come over here and do anything to me. Your car might flip over. So if you got somebody doing stuff like that, you need some protection work. And it's sad. It's very sad. You know how all of this began to happen to me was acquainting myself with the wrong person. There's certain people on YouTube and in social media that and actually as a witch, you can go back and change things as if you've never knew that they existed. I wish that I didn't know that certain people existed because they bought bad elements. But I'd be damned if they gonna do something to harm me. Oh, you missed the whole thing because I'm actually getting ready to get up out of here. Working mother. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And ain't none of these people that mess with me on this website psychic at all. Because if they were psychic, they would realize that it's gonna be it's only a matter of time when my spirits are gonna smash you. It don't even have nothing to do with my spiritual ranking, man. It's just that I'm a good person. I'm a sweet person. I don't deserve that. Okay? I don't. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I have no idea. And, what needs to happen is that it just needs to stop because it's not going to get better. It's going to be a loop to loop over and over and over again to the point where my spirits are going to get tired. Because a lot of my spirits are saints. Even the dark spirits that I work with are saints. Now, am I going to create alliances and form fake friendships with people? Nah, that ain't my way. No, I don't do stuff like that. If me and you don't get along or you've done something to me, pretty much just walk away. Why can't you walk away? Oh, because you're obsessed. I don't want a friendship with you. I don't want a kinship with you. And so people out here trying to act like, oh well, why not? Just do it anyway. No, I'm not. I'm not ever. And I have my reasons and damn good reasons too. Now, they act like because I don't like them, that's going to somehow affect other people liking them or being nice to them. Again, that's a part of their psychosis. I don't have other people can like you. I don't like you. If somebody else wants to like you, that's perfectly fine. Have I ever went around trying to force somebody not to like somebody? If these people would leave me alone, trust me, I would never have anything to say about them at all, ever. I personally don't like to think about unpleasant people. I like to think about the people in my life that are pleasant. I don't like drama and all of that. And yeah, I feel really sorry for people that take the spiritual path, and this is what leads, because that's exactly what they do. They think that taking the left hand path is being some thug or something, or being very combative, and it's not. It's actually, the left hand path is actually very peaceful. Okay, it is. So, anyway, I gotta go. I will see y'all later. I got things to contend to. Y'all have a good one. Have a good day. I'm going to try not to come back on this subject ever again. I don't want to keep having this discussion. I don't. And no, you're not going to run me out of Georgia. Goodness gracious, just let it go. I don't want to come anywhere near you. You're not going to come anywhere near me. End of the story. The end. Now, if my opinion matters that much to you, to where you got to start harassing me, because listen, if I'm telling people you don't have spiritual gifts, and who am I? Am I somebody that controls you and what and how people see you? If you actually have spiritual gifts and I'm wrong, go somewhere and use them and leave me alone. Okay, that's what needs to happen. All right, y'all. I gotta go. I will see y'all later. That's what I wanted to say. You can accept it or not. You can do whatever you got to do. First of all, if you don't like me, you don't need to be on this channel. That's stupid. So, work is going to get done. Work is going to get done where you ain't going to be comfortable over here squatting on my channel. You're not going to feel comfortable with that. I don't want any stalkers on this channel that have attacked me. I don't want you over here. I don't care if I go live every time and have 2 or 3 viewers. And one EQ, you see that this morning? No, I was popping this morning. I had like over 100 live viewers. Shit, that was funny. Oh God. Anyway, I gotta go. Yeah, this is stupid. This is stupid. And you know what? When people start setting better standards for themselves, I don't contend with it. And I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if people don't like me. And listen, you're 10, 20 people out of a whole world. If you don't like me, oh well. I don't sit and trip off of people not liking me. That's them. All right, y'all. I gotta go. Blessings. Bye.